Everyone is looking for the next big narrative in crypto to make life-changing gains. One narrative that's been heating up recently is creator coins. That's why today, we'll be telling you everything that you need to know about creator coins, including what they are, how they work, what sets them apart from similar narratives, and how you can identify creator coins that could take your portfolio to the moon. My name is Lewis, and you're watching the Coin Bureau. Now, before we begin, you do need to know that I'm not a financial advisor and nothing in this video should be taken as financial or investment advice. This video is purely for educational and entertainment purposes, and it's intended to inform you about the creator coin economy. So if that sounds good to you, fire up those like and subscribe buttons, punch that notification bell, and let's get into it. Over the years, the number of content creators and influencers has grown. More and more people are turning Instagram, TikTok, and yes, even YouTube into their full-time jobs. While no two content creators are the same, every content creator faces the same three challenges: censorship, demonetization, and deplatforming. Like many of life's problems though, crypto offers a solution. And in this case, the solution is social tokens, aka creator coins. Social tokens are digital assets issued by a content creator, be they a celebrity, an artist, musician, influencer, or anyone else with a social following. These digital assets allow content creators to establish their own Web3 ecosystem, allowing them to monetize content while at the same time increasing engagement with their supporters. Technically speaking, social tokens is an umbrella term for three categories of digital assets. The first of which is the aforementioned creator coins, which are typically tokens linked to an individual. The second type of social token is the community token, which are, of course, tokens that have utility within a community, rather than just with an individual. A great example of a community token is a governance token used in a decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO, for voting. The third type of social token are platform tokens, which obviously aim to drive engagement on a particular platform. On that note, this feels like a good time to make something absolutely clear. We here at the Coin Bureau have never and will never issue a social token, or any other kind of crypto for that matter. So if someone is shilling CB token or Guy coin or Lewis with hat or anything similar, rest assured that it has nothing to do with us and just avoid it like the plague. Anyhow, a social token, what they do is they give creators access to a novel revenue stream that can also benefit their fan base. That's because fans use social tokens to access stuff like accessing exclusive events, VIP chat rooms, merch, NFTs, and more. They could also be used to pay for goods and services, both in the digital and in the physical world. Creators can also airdrop these tokens to reward community members, which incentivizes their loyalty and community participation. Meanwhile, fans could use social tokens to have a say in important decisions, helping to dictate the direction of the creator's economy. Or alternatively, they could sell these tokens for other cryptocurrencies. Oh, and that reminds me, if you want to maximize your gains when you trade cryptos, then you have to check out the Coin Bureau deals page. That's where you'll find sign-up bonuses of up to $100,000, trading fee discounts of up to 50%, and deposit cashbacks of up to 75% on crypto exchanges. Now, remember, these deals, they won't be around forever, so click that link down below while you still can, or you could scan the QR code right over there. Anyway, we should point out that it's not just celebrities and influencers launching social tokens. Any brand, sports team, or even company could issue creator coins to build their own Web3 ecosystem. In fact, some of the world's biggest creator coins have been for brands rather than for a celebrity or an influencer. More on that later. Now, you may be asking why any of this is even necessary, and that's a fair question. After all, creators can already profit from merch and events, and can even boost their income streams through subscription models like Substack, Patreon, and of course, OnlyFans, link in the description. I'm just saying, link in the description. But while these provide creators with a level of control over monetization and engagement, they could be improved. Ultimately, these avenues all rely on a centralized platform, which could disappear at any moment, destroying the creators' income and their community as a result. An example of this was Twitter's live streaming app Periscope, which at its peak supported more than 10 million users. However, Periscope was closed down in March of 2021, resulting in the mass deplatforming of those users. More recently, the US has threatened to ban TikTok unless China agrees to hand over control of the app's US operations by September. If the ban takes effect, millions of American TikTokers would have to find new platforms to share their terrible dance moves, effectively rebuilding their audiences from scratch, which would be no small feat. And by the way, if you want my non-dance move crypto takes, you can follow me at Louis Raskin on TikTok. Now, social token economies don't have to be tied down to a single platform. For instance, creators could issue creator coins to grant access to exclusive Discord channels, reward Twitch streamers, provide perks for their websites, pretty much do a whole lot of stuff, right? And such, the community becomes more decentralized and more secure. Now, at this point, you may be wondering how social tokens are different from other community-oriented crypto tokens. The elephant in the room here is, of course, Memecoins. To be fair, there are some similarities. The biggest similarity is that both social tokens and Memecoins are driven by the community. Both have the potential to go viral if that community pushes hard enough or the project's creator is able to promote it well enough. And occasionally, some Memecoins will have utility in their own ecosystems. The Bonk token springs to mind here. And we'd be remiss not to mention celebrity Memecoins, which are tied to a creator, though some would prefer a different word for those kinds of celebrities. Ultimately, though, social tokens and Memecoins serve very different purposes. For one, Memecoins are almost entirely driven by speculation, whereas social tokens are supposed to be driven by community engagement and creator monetization. Memecoins are typically much more volatile, whereas the value of social tokens are tied to the growth of its creator. And we'll come back to that in a moment. Now, by this point, you're probably also wondering about collectible digital assets like NFTs. Again, there are some similarities, namely that both are created to build and engage with the community. And much like owning a social token, holding an NFT can serve as a kind of digital badge, signaling your support and connection to a particular creator or community. And like social tokens, the price of an NFT collection will often grow in line with the growth of the community, as you need to purchase it in order to participate. Now, there are multiple reasons why social tokens do differ from NFTs, though. The biggest difference is that NFTs are exactly that, non-fungible tokens. And this means that by their very definition, individual NFTs don't share the same value, as every single one is unique, even if it belongs to the same collection. And by the way, that is what non-fungible actually means, FYI. Moreover, social tokens, they can be treated as collectibles, but this isn't their primary purpose, unlike NFTs, which are almost always geared towards collectibles. Individual NFTs are also valued based on specific unique traits, such as certain aspects of their design or their rarity, while creator tokens are valued based on the size and success of their respective communities. And this begs the question of how social tokens are valued. Well, in case it wasn't obvious, prices are largely driven by demand, and as the creator grows, or as they establish new ways to use their tokens, supporters will inevitably buy more. Creators may also choose to burn tokens, and this restricts the supply and pushes prices up, assuming the same or increased demand. Depending on the platform they're created on, there are some cases where the supply of the social token will increase, and also the price of the token will actually go up. Yes, that does sound pretty counterintuitive compared to just about every other cryptocurrency, but it's actually a clever mechanism made possible through something called a creator coin supply curve. Essentially, when a creator first makes an account, there are 0 tokens to start off with, so the price, of course, is 0. When the users buy tokens from a creator, those tokens are minted and then funds are locked into the creator's profile, pushing the token price up. When tokens are sold, they're burned and the funds are unlocked and then returned, which lowers the price. Okay, so now that we know what social tokens are and how they work, let's take a look at some of the top social tokens. However, we should note that as we record this, even the largest social tokens have a market cap below $500 million, so they will probably be very volatile. With that said, there are a number of social tokens that have performed very well in the past. Although, if we're being honest, there aren't many that have managed to maintain that previous momentum. This has less to do with the projects themselves and more to do with investor mentality. Put simply, social tokens are a fairly new concept, but not entirely new. They were around in the previous crypto market cycle, and for a brief time, they were gaining some serious momentum. That is until the bear market inevitably came around, and investors quickly moved away from riskier emerging narratives like social tokens. For the most part, social token projects have stayed fairly dormant, but it seems that investors are starting to pay attention again. So then, this begs the question of which social tokens performed the best in the past. Well, in no particular order, there are three projects that stand out. The first of these is Rally, which we'll come back to in a moment. For now, though, just be aware that Rally is a dead project, literally shut down by its co-founders. At one point, though, Rally was the go-to destination for creators to launch their own Web3 economy. And this pushed Rally's RLY token to a market cap of over $1 billion. This was thanks to its focus on building creator economies that improved fan engagement and monetization for creators. The second social token project that stands out is Steam, which at one point had a market cap of over $1.5 billion. That's because Steam was, and still is, a social media-focused Layer 1 blockchain that rewards users for creating content. Users who vote and interact with a creator's post also earn rewards. The more votes a post gets, the more valuable it becomes. And the third project is Coin, which is a newer social token that's rallied 25% since April. This is thanks to Rect's impressive brand focus, which includes the Rect Radio podcast, the Rect Guy AI agent, and even a range of flavored sparkling water that you can order in the real world. This focus has helped Rect to create a highly driven and engaged community, and the Rect token is, well, anything but Rect. So then, where can you find promising social tokens? Well, when this narrative last took off in the 2021 bull market, one platform that we mentioned earlier was a clear outlier, which was Rally.io. Rally launched in 2020 as a promising Ethereum-based platform, technically a sidechain, enabling creators to issue social tokens for fan engagement and monetization. It aimed to empower creators with decentralized, platform-agnostic economies, offering perks like exclusive content or merchandise for coin holders. The platform's low fees, user-friendly design, and NFT integration fueled its success. But this all changed in 2022, when Rally's RLY token took a bear market beating, and technical issues became apparent. Rally's co-founders shifted their attention to other projects and abruptly shut down its sidechain in January of 2023. Users had less than 24 hours to transfer NFT assets off the sidechain, and unmoved NFTs effectively became worthless overnight. Yikes. Thankfully, though, there are other platforms that you can use to engage in creator communities and find promising social tokens. One of these is called Roll, which does everything Rally once did. It allows creators to launch their own social token, which can be rewarded or bought by community members. The platform also allows ways to implement token-gated access to stuff like Discord, that is, only allowing access to those holding a required amount of tokens. For those who prefer their content in written form, there are a few options here too. One of these is called Paragraph, where the users can write Web3-powered newsletters and token-gate access to readers. Users can buy tokens to show their support to a particular author and can connect with like-minded communities. Alternatively, there's Mirror.xyz, where creators can earn through ad revenues and share profits with their communities. This approach drives user activity and ensures a fair distribution of value. Another platform that's become popular for social tokens is Zora Network, which is a sort of blend of Instagram and X, but with crypto features. That's because every post becomes a tradable token, known as a content coin. Creators earn a share of the trading fees, and users can also refer others to earn a share in trading fees too. So then, now that we know all about social tokens and where to find them, there's just one more question remaining. How can you identify social tokens with potential? Well, while there's no set rules on how creators utilize social tokens, we reckon there's 5 key traits that you should look out for. The first is the credibility of the creator themselves. Do they have a track record of delivering value through a consistent output of content? Do they have a strong following that's actively engaged? Are there any fan-based initiatives or user-generated content? And is the creator expanding their reach across multiple platforms? Bonus points if the creator seems knowledgeable about crypto. The second is token utility and use case. Put simply, the social token should offer tangible benefits to holders, like access to exclusive content, events, governance rights, or rewards. And more importantly, do these use cases overlap to create a viable economic model? A good rule of thumb here is the more a token can be used, the more staying power it has. And this ties in to the third trait to look out for, and that is tokenomics. You're looking for the same traits you'd look for when researching any other crypto. Take a look at the token supply and check that the tokens are fairly distributed, with no whale wallets controlling an abnormal amount of tokens. You also want to make sure that any vesting schedules are transparent. Bonus points if the token has a burn mechanism. The fourth thing that you'll want to check is if the token actually has a pulse. Thankfully, you could gauge this pretty easily by checking the token's volume, liquidity, and holder count. The more, the merrier. And the fifth thing that you want to check is the roadmap. Unlike many other crypto projects, it isn't such a big deal if the roadmap is missing, just so as long as the community is actively engaged and driving the economy forwards. But having a roadmap is definitely a plus, since they provide a shared vision. Roadmaps can also reveal plans for future partnerships, ecosystem expansions, future rewards, and much more besides. These future milestones not only build excitement and encourage active participants to stick around, but they could potentially attract even more participants to the ecosystem, meaning the demand for that creator's token increases, along with its price. With that in mind, you should now have everything that you need to find promising social token projects with some serious potential. Sure, it may take some digging, but make no mistake, these gems are absolutely out there, and as the crypto market gains momentum and investors begin exploring broader crypto opportunities, it's only a matter of time before they become active community members themselves. Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, show it some love by smashing those like and subscribe buttons and ping that notification bell too so you don't miss our next one. And if you want to learn how to find 100x tokens before they pump, check out the video right over here. And if you want to learn about the best crypto launchpads, then check out the video right over there. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. This is Lewis, signing off.